So Janeice, I can't remember which annual Expo I talked to you before about, but it's been a while. So catch us up on the Expo, how it's going, how it's been, and how it's grown. This is the 6th annual.
This is the 6th annual. And the last time we spoke was February the 16th, 2018 is when we came on your show.
Oh my
So
goodness.
we featured the 2nd annual. So
Okay.
This is so exciting. We're so excited to be back. I tell you, this pandemic thing, man, it really threw us for a loop,
Yeah.
Back then, I think we had just opened up the bookstore on Greenfield Road, and we were operating successfully. We're inside the school systems. We were getting corporate orders for bulk book orders. And then, of course, here come the pandemic, which put us down for about a year and a half. We closed April 2020, and we just reopened, thankfully, January 8th. And now we're in Lathrop Village on Southfield Road. Okay. So we're still alive. This is our 5th year. We're really excited. We're excited about the African American. That's our biggest event. I think our first event, we drew out like 2,500 people.
Wow.
So, this is exciting to be back. That's all I can say. We're excited. Of course, the scale of the event is much smaller because of the pandemic, and we have to practice safety measures, but we are back, and we are back and alive with books. So preserving literacy in the Detroit community.
So I want to give you just a little bit of time to talk about books. I'm a great lover of words and ideas and books and magazines and newspapers. There are a lot of people who say we don't need those things in the same way we used to, and that we don't need bookstores in the same way they used to. So talk about what the real role is of bookstores right now in the middle, not just of this pandemic, but of this real transition in technology.
Well, books are here to stay. It's fundamental. Reading is a superpower. The African-American community needs to have more access to our books, and it needs to be in the community. Reading, how important is reading? It helps you function as an adult. It helps you function as a child. And the bookstores, it's an essential part of it. African Americans can't read if we don't have access to our books. So the independent bookstores are super important. Look at the initiative they have going on now. Shop small, shop local, shop indie bookstores. We even have the American Booksellers Association that came after Black bookstores now. They know how important it is. It's a social change going on right now. When is the best time to read? Right now. They say, well, if you want to find out some true information, some facts, statistics, you'll find it in a book. Yeah. So the physical book is not going anywhere. It's here. And thanks to the millennials.
Yeah. And of course, reading for joy. That's the one thing that I've always reveled in, is that books and other publications can take you to places you've never been. They can plant ideas that you never had, and they can thrill you in a way that almost no other medium can.
Absolutely. And it's like a comfort zone. It's the smell, it's the feel. It's like once you get immersed in a book, there's no distractions. You can actually shut the door, cut the phone off, turn the laptop down, and you can have an intimate moment with a book and really enjoy it. Today, you have adults that read children books, because they like the picture. Picture books tell stories. Not even that. Older people are still reading. We have senior citizens that come in our store to get books. Yeah. They like poetry. Poetry is a way of life. It's your soul, it's your spirit. So, tapping into a book, it enlightens your whole mindset. It takes you to a whole nother level. And like you said, joy, the joy of reading. That's our tagline. The tagline at Detroit Book City, the joy of reading for the entire family. So there's a lot of joy in books.
Yeah. So Lathardus Goggins II, you are coming to the middle of all of this celebration of books, and you'll be the featured author. Tell us a little more about yourself and about your connection to this festival.
I am a longtime lover of scholarship and the independent Black bookstore. I'm out of Akron, Ohio. It has been the university. It has been the public library. It has been the place of debate, of intellectualism, It has been a place where you learn that there is a whole world of information out there that is specific to us, about us, for us, that begins to challenge, why haven't I learned this in the school? Why I didn't learn this in other places? Why when I go to a big box bookstore, they have that little section over there, but the intellectuals, the great giants are not there. So I'm so excited to be a part of this festival and this book expo. I've heard about it over the years, even down here in Akron, Ohio, and was excited to be a part of it and to be featured as an author. And so I'm excited about that. My books are centered around African-centered rites of passage, and what's important for me is is working with young people in particular, but families in general, about how to facilitate the authentic self, right? How do we pass on the wisdom from one generation to the next, and do so in a way that helps facilitate the authentic self. There's also what I've shown in my research and some other things, great impact on academic achievement, on resiliency, and even when our children, and as we all have done, I know I did myself, mess up. But when you have that strong measure of self, you know that you're messing up, and it calls you back to your purpose. And so those are the kinds of things that I talk about and write about. And then just as we're starting Black History Month, I'm looking over my shoulder here, 365 Black nuggets of wisdom for each day of the year. I have a book where that gives you a nugget of wisdom, a saying, a quote, one for each day of the year. Even though it's Black History Month, we know we concentrate, but Black history is something that we, and Black thought and intellectualism is something that we celebrate year round.
Yeah. So Lathardus, I'm curious, what drew you to authorship and writing and the celebration of words and ideas?
It really was a journey. My father was a intellect. He's passed now, but he had 3 terminal degrees. My mother had a terminal degree. My grandfather was a superintendent back in Louisiana, and I swore up and down I would never go into education. Just through a series of events, and also being formally introduced to rites of passage, I was able to look back and see how the things that my family had done for me. My 9th birthday was a trip across the continent of Africa, and all the kind of rituals and things that were going on that saved me and prepared me in ways that I did not recognize until I had this information to look back on. And so, having done that, I was just compelled to write. And so my first book, African-Centered Rites of Passage in Education, came out of my master's thesis, because when I swore up and down I wasn't going into education, I was enrolled in an MBA program. But when I came to that realization, I switched to education. And my master thesis was looking at the rites of passage process and its connection to education as a concept. And nothing had been done like that before. So that's what I did. And that what really got me moving in this direction. The scholarship and the commitment and the conviction that I had to get this information out and to honor the scholars that came before me and make these connections between big concepts. A lot of people were addressing at-risk youth and looking at us through a deficiency analysis. And what became clear is that the strength and the resiliency that is inherent in our community was always there, has always been there, had to be uplifted and brought back into our consciousness.
Yeah.
And so those are the kind of things that motivated me to get me into this.
Yeah, I mean, you're a perfect featured author.
See why I chose them, Stephen?
Yeah, right. You
appreciate
chose well, Janeice.
Well done.
Yeah. Well, Janeice, again, congratulations on.
Thank you. We're excited. We're
Yes.
excited.
And Lathardus, we really look forward to you being here with us in Detroit.
I appreciate it. I look forward to making the trip. I'm glad and very appreciative.
Okay, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.